Everyone thought this was just another normal moment between Taehyung and Jungkook. But then it happened. Taehyung finally said those words. Words fans have been waiting to hear for years, and the second they left his lips, everything changed. The room went silent, staff froze, and Jungkook didn't even try to hide his reaction. His expression, his body language, every emotion was right there, raw and real, caught on camera. The army didn't just watch this moment, they felt it. And now the entire fandom is asking the same question. What does this really mean? This is the moment that shook the internet, and trust me, you're not ready. The room buzzed with quiet energy, cameras ready, lights set, staff moving silently in the background. Everyone thought it would be just another interview, routine, predictable, but subtle glances between Taehyung and Jungkook hinted otherwise. Something unspoken lingered in the air. Taehyung sat still, but his eyes weren't calm. They searched the space, and then landed on Jungkook. A breath caught in his throat. Fans who replay this moment later will swear they saw it. That tiny spark, that unspoken realization. It's time. The interviewer smiled casually. So, Taehyung, is there anything you want to say today? Nobody expected what came next. The room leaned forward. Jungkook did too. Silence. Taehyung inhaled deeply. A heartbeat passes, then another. Even the cameras seemed to hold their breath. And then, quietly, honestly, he said that. Not dramatic, not loud, just real, raw honesty, wrapped in soft tone, words that fans had only dreamed of hearing. Jungkook didn't blink, didn't move, shock first, then something softer. His eyes widened, and for a split second, emotions rushed in faster than he could hide them. A tiny smile formed, not performative, not staged, pure, natural, like someone who finally hears what they've secretly wanted for so long. A cameraman actually shifted, as if stunned. Someone in the back gasped quietly. Staff exchanged glances. They knew this wasn't normal content. This was history within minutes. Phones buzzed everywhere. Clips spread like wildfire. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Notifications exploding. Did you see Jungkook's face? Taehyung said it. He said it. The fandom didn't just react. They erupted. Speculation flooded the internet. Analyses, slow-motion clips, emotion breakdowns by fan editors. Everyone asking one question. Why now? What changed? And what comes next? For a moment, everything felt suspended. Taehyung exhaled slowly, like a weight had finally lifted, and no one spoke. Not even the interviewer. It was an awkward silence. It was the silence of truth finally spoken. Behind Jungkook's calm expression, 100 thoughts collided. Did he really just say that? Was this real? Has the moment finally come? His fingers tightened slightly, the only sign of how hard he was holding himself together. The lens captured it all. The way Jungkook's breath hitched. The slight tremble in Taehyung's jaw afterward. This wasn't performance. This was undeniable authenticity. Taehyung glanced at Jungkook, not long, just enough, and Jungkook looked back with a soft, stunned smile, the kind only two people with a long, complicated history could understand. A silent message. I heard you. I felt it. Before the segment even ended, staff phones buzzed. The clip leaked, somehow, immediately. Hashtags flooded screens. Millions watched in minutes. Millions more joined in. Twitter spaces opened. Live streams exploded. Fans cried, screamed, froze. People paused their lives to analyze every second. This wasn't just a moment. This was a cultural earthquake. Body language experts, voice analysts, media commentators, everyone weighed in, and they all agreed. There was no hesitation, no acting, no script, just truth. Fan artists worked overnight. Fics were drafted instantly. Editors created slow-motion breakdowns with emotional music. One comment captured the mood perfectly. This feels like the confession we've been waiting for. Music insiders posted cryptic messages. Producers liked suspicious tweets. Staff members shared emojis. Suddenly, everyone realized, maybe this wasn't a coincidence. Maybe this was timing. Later, when they walked off set, Jungkook lightly touched Taehyung's shoulder. A quiet thank you, a soft I'm proud of you. Taehyung smiled back, relieved, emotional, a little wide, and words needed. The world had already heard enough. And just like that, One sentence turned into a chapter in history. After the cameras stopped rolling, the world outside buzzed, but backstage, silence, a strange, heavy calm. Taeyong stood there, hands in his pockets, replaying everything in his mind. Was he nervous, relieved, or both? Soft footsteps. Jungkook walked toward him. Not rushed, not hesitant, just steady. He stopped beside Taehyung, close enough to feel his presence, and oh words at first, just breathing side by side. Two people realizing the world had shifted beneath them. Hey. Simple. Gentle. Taehyung looked up, their eyes met, calm but full of emotion. You okay? Jungkook asked softly. Taehyung nodded. I meant it, he whispered. Jungkook's lips curved into that tiny, sincere smile again. Someone handed Jungkook a pair of headphones. Music buzzed quietly in the background, but he wasn't listening. Not really. He kept glancing at Taehyung, as if making sure he was still there, still grounding him. IT wasn't dramatic. IT was comfort and presence. Staff tried not to stare, but they noticed the softness, the unspoken understanding. Whispers floated quietly. They feel different today. They're closer somehow. Taehyung finally let out a long breath, the kind you release when a secret weight finally leaves your chest. Jungkook didn't say anything. He didn't need to. His hand brushed lightly against Taehyung's. Quick, almost invisible, but enough. They shared another look, brief, but full of meaning. Not dramatic, not fan service. Real, grounded, human, like two people who had weathered storms together quietly, privately. They didn't walk out like idols finishing a schedule. They walked out like two friends, two souls, two histories intertwined, side by side, step for step, not touching, but connected. Fans outside didn't even know yet what had just been set in motion. The moment they left the building, notifications hit again, tweets, reactions, edits, theories. A trending tag appeared instantly. That wasn't just words. Another one followed. Something changed today. They both got into separate cars, but before the door closed, Jungkook looked back once more. Taehyung did too, a nod, a smile, a silent promise of whatever comes next. And in that quiet moment, one truth became clear. This wasn't the end of a story. This was the beginning of a new one. But the emotional arc is just opening. If you want, we can continue to the epilogue or even start season 2 narrative. The door closed. Engine started. The world outside flashed past the window, but Jungkook didn't see any of it. He leaned back, hand resting near his lips, replaying the moment over and over. Not the chaos, not the cameras, not the noise. Just the look in Taehyung's eyes when he spoke. A small laugh escaped him. Soft, disbelieving, warm. Some moments don't need applause, just silence to sink in. Meanwhile, Taehyung stared at his phone screen. Notifications flooding endlessly. He didn't open them, didn't scroll. He just placed the phone face down and rested his head against the seat. There was relief, but also vulnerability. Saying something true always leaves a mark on the heart. He closed his eyes and whispered to himself, barely audible, that was the right time. Hours passed, schedules ended, night settled, and then a phone buzzed softly. Jungkook, Taehyung, proud of you today.